Hi traders. It's very rare that I look through these charts and just can't see a trade. And I just don't like these charts at the moment. They're consolidating at the highs with the potential to break out, but they are so extended. And if you look at the weekly chart on the Dow, we've hardly moved this week in terms of the weekly. That's a doji. If you look at the daily, we are extended, but we are, just sitting above the 8. We've tested the 8 on Thursday, held the price level on Friday, just done nothing. Gold is very, very similar. This is major resistance up here. I would love to see some kind of pullback. Pivot level 1740 with 1773. Strength in the dollar, not really. That's US dollar yen, US dollar Swissy. We're just retesting actually, let me take that trend line off. That's not very useful. That's not accurately drawn. That is something of a stopping bar. That is a major level. That's the last big move. Come in, so we're just under the fibs play zone. Nightmare. The daily has a hammer on the fib zone after a reasonable move on Thursday, but we got the 8 and the 200 coming down the daily. I mean, these charts are just very difficult to see where. I think we're going to just consolidate some more. And move up. This is a 50 EMA just above us in this one. I do like the stopping bar and the two higher closes in the weekly pound CAD, but it's not easy. We had a hammer last week in the pound Aussie dollar and a slight higher close. Held the 8 all week, but we're trapped in a very narrow range, so I certainly wouldn't want to trade that pound Aussie at this stage. Pound euro, we closed 21 points below the magic 130 level. We're just narrowly, so we've come into this resistance level on the weekly, and we look as if we could potentially go right back down to that support, or 128 is the next level of support. Let's see if that holds. There is just nothing in these charts. This is holding the 200 EMA, the stopping bar on the 200 EMA on this pound yen, but we've got the weekly 50 EMA above us. Very difficult charts. We almost need some really good bad news. Really good bad news. That's a good line, isn't it? We need some bad news to drag these consolidating charts lower to give us some good entry points. The yen pairs, I was hoping for a better close in the yen pairs. They're just not doing it. If there is a nice chart, this is probably it. That's a hammer, but we're above the 50% in the daily fibs, and we're still not closed above the daily 8, so it's not tradable. This is probably the better chart out there. That's a hammer on the top of the fib zone under a trend line. We just narrowly closed above the 8 EMA. But again, trapped in a narrow range. We've retested the daily star up at the highs. It's just rubbish. It's just not tradable. I can't trade it. That's closed above the daily 8 and 200. Got a trend line just sitting above us. That Aussie, we've touched the weekly 50 down there, so that's potentially a nice chart on the back of a daily hammer 3 days ago, but not brilliant. Got congestion above. FTSE, nothing. Oil, tested the daily fibs and the 8. We've got the 8 and the 20 above us. What I think will happen with this oil is, I mean, that's quite, we engulfed a lot of price action in the weekly. I think we might retest these lows and wind our way up. Best thing I can say to you, I would just keep the powder dry. I do hope you're coming to the Monday night 7 PM British time 30-minute booster webinar on cycles in the markets. If you're not booked, please do so now. I'll send you the link. But I'm just not trading this. I'm keeping my powder completely dry, waiting for some clearer signals. If you look at the pound US, this came off of a weekly resistance, so I don't remember talking about that one. Yeah, we come off of weekly resistance. We need a flush down to 160 to see if we can get some buyers in to break up and get back on the trend line. Okay, so hope to see you Monday night. Keep your powder dry, or I'm certainly keeping mine dry, and then let's see if we set up after the trading on Monday. Okay, have a good weekend.